Welcome back. In this tutorial we're going to cover normal ortho number 7. So normal 7 looks a little different, and if we start asking our questions that we ask, which view best shows the shape, how would you describe this shape, and how many chunks could you tear it into? Starting with the last question, I would say we could tear it into 3 chunks. This kind of L shape here, and a T here. So 3 sections, 2 L's, and kind of a T. Which view best shows the shape? I would say top view and front view, side view not so much. So we could start with either top or front. For this one I'm going to start with top view. Go with your preference. But we know that we need a 3/4 by 2 1/4 rectangle to start with. So if we come back to AutoCAD, go to Object for our layer, and 3/4 by 2 1/4. And now this is a 1/2 inch by 1 3/4 inches by 1 inch. So if we go back, to here, we've got that. Double check that dimension real quick, 1 3/4. So now we know we've got the same thing on the other side, except it's a mirror image. And so going back to AutoCAD, we're going to pick just the geometry that does not exist, and we are going to mirror it. Our midpoint is the mirror line, and we can see that that snaps down in to complete our top view. Switch over to projection. We're going to draw a line down 1.75 from the corner. I'm going to copy this line over 4 times, and then I'm going to copy it to the apparent intersection of these corners, and then I'm just going to extend it up to its origin corner. So just a little bit different of a way to do it, not that you have to do it that way. So our overall height for our part is 1 3/4. So I'm going to draw in a 1.75 rectangle, and we are going to have to trim this off, but I just want to get a starting point. And so this is 3/4, and so if we draw a line from here, try that again, from here to here, up 3/4, over to this corner and down. Again, this needs to be object, and I'm going to go ahead and change my layer so I don't have to keep going back. But now I can trim off this and then mirror this shape from the midpoint over, trim off that, extend down my projection lines, and there we go. So here I see a rectangle, and a T. And back here I see a rectangle, and a T. So I'm done with my 2 views. I'm going to draw my miter line from the upper right apparent intersection, because there is no defined intersection. And I'll start with the back. And just draw that over. Down to the bottom. Change that to object. Now I'm going to project from here over and down to this height. Change this back to object. And then I'm going to draw in my top line. And we've talked about this before. If it's one line, make it one line. So instead of drawing a new line segment here, just drag this over. Now this line here cannot be seen. If we go back, we do not see a line right here, but we know that this line and its corresponding line on the right-hand side exist. Sorry, over here. We can't see this line, which means it's going to be hidden. So come back to AutoCAD, trim that, switch to hidden, and draw a line across there. We'll go back to projection now, and we'll finish our projection lines just to double check to make sure that all of our corners line up right. So here in my side view, I can see I've got a rectangle and another rectangle, and then that hidden line that is over here that represents this line here. And I've got that as well. So I am done with my 3 views. View labels, dimensions, and you will be good to go. Thanks, and we'll see you in the next one.